Hello everybody, welcome back to Western Australia Part 4. This is Driver. So, I started over here. If you ever play this map, you'll notice if you're standing on the sidewalk when you start here, but you get to hear that wonderful windmill. So anywho, with all that aside, we are back over here. Unfortunately, our field has not done a whole lot, and I kind of goofed, so I'm going to show you how I goofed here. So I'm going to show you on the map here. We already owned Field 1 when we started this, and we got it all ready to go and got it all planted, and that's still growing. And then we bought Field 2. I wasn't paying no attention. If you go over and look at our growth, it is still growing. So I looked at our finances and how much property was. I went and purchased 3 and 4. 3 is still growing also, but 4 is ready to go. And that's got oats on it. We're gonna drop straw, so we're gonna do all that in one swoop. So that means I will be doing the work, not Courseplay. So something a little bit different than what I usually do, but we are gonna do that, and I will show you how I do it all. So we're gonna cheat and go jump into, we're gonna need this bad boy here. Oh, that's why I can't, there we go. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna need the loading wagon also, and I'm trying to remember if I bought one and if I did, where I parked it. Been several days since I've been on here. So let's jump out of there real quick. Let's go see if we got one somewhere around this place. If not, we're gonna have to go get one. No, I'm not seeing one. Definitely in there. Okay, well, I apologize about that. I thought we were going to get right onto the harvest, but we're not going to get onto the harvest. We are going for a road trip. Now the question is, I got enough money to buy the loading wagon, and I don't need a tractor right now. So I think we're just going to take the truck, and we're going to run over to the shop, and we're going to go purchase up a loading wagon. So. Alright guys, well, I'm going to run over here to the shop, no point in me tagging you guys along, and I'm going to run over and get us a loading wagon and bring it back to the farm, and then we'll get all set up. So, whoop, almost going into it. Alright, so I will see you guys here in a bit. Alright guys, we are back over at the farm. I went ahead and got this loading wagon for us, went ahead and brought it to the farm, got it hooked to the combine here, and I went ahead and used the truck while I had it out, and went and got the header down close to where we're going. I had to park it across the road. So we're going to go ahead and run down there, and we'll get hooked up to the header, and we'll get into the field and start doing this. So we can get down here without running into a bunch of traffic. So the way I set this up, I figured this was going to be the easiest way to do it, and I'm hoping that it is. Idea is to try to go through here with the header, and from the looks of it, I think it's doable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the loading wagon there. I'm going to go ahead and grab our header here. We'll test fit it through the gate real quick. If it's going to fit, then we're good. If it doesn't fit, then we're going to have to bring the truck through the gate and drop it in. I think we'll be fine now. Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good right there. So by doing this myself, I'm going to be doing it. Ooh, car. Let's go ahead and get in here before we get tore up. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 headland passes around, and then we're going to figure out the best up and down or side to side route doing straight line. And I'm going to use GPS for to hold the cord on that one and make it a little bit simpler. So I think we're just going to unfold this thing and get it all started up right here. And that way, as soon as we go into the gate, we'll be good to go. The good thing is all this stuff doesn't have hit detection on the outside edges, which makes life nice. So we won't have to worry about hitting anything, which will be a good thing. Good, because there was already one post right there. So there's all these fence posts are here. It's going to be fun when we go back to get this ready for another planting. The fence posts are real close to the edge. So I apologize I haven't put anything out here in a little while. I've been dealing with some real life stuff. Bought another truck and been dealing with a few woes with it. Had to have dealership fix a lot of things, and it's just been a busy few weeks here. Now I've got my truck all going. It's time for me to go back to work. So, but it's the weekend, so work will start on Monday probably. Hope all y'all are doing really well. I'll go ahead and set my cruise and just make this a little bit easier. So if you've never seen this setup like this before, the combine I'm using is a modded combine. I cannot remember where I got it from. It's got a large capacity. I think it's 6.5 million. The header that I'm using is a Crazy Cutter header, and I'm trying to remember where I got it as well. As you see, it's basically just a triple wide header. Comes out to a total of 36 meters, which makes it really nice. And the outer ends don't have hit detection on them, so that helps. The loading wagon, I do know where I got that from. That is a BDSSB. I always butcher his name, and I apologize for that. You can find this loading wagon over on Farmer Boy's modding page. Just Google search that one. You'll have to create an account there, I know. But the loading wagon, I believe, has a 9 million capacity, and it comes with these arms on it, which make it pretty nice. This corner might be a little tough. We're going to try to do it like so. And yeah, we managed that one. It wasn't too bad. Not a whole lot up to this top corner, is there? For once we get this field harvested, we'll do the precision analysis on it. I'll try to remember to do that when we get done. So, oh, and also with this modded harvester, if you've seen in my previous video that it has a hitch on the back with a PTO, that's what's able to run the loading wagon. If you don't have that harvester, there is a the harvester with this PTO on it, and if you can't find it, somewhere out there, and I really need to write down where I got all this stuff from because I keep forgetting, but there's also a little dolly, and I can't even pronounce the name of it. It's like the Snooper Snuckle or something like that. It's in a weird name. I'm gonna just assume it's German. But basically that dolly gives you the ability to pull behind something like this loading wagon or a baler, and it has its own PTO. Just think of it like a dolly that's got its own generator that runs a PTO, and that works really nice. So, but this way works a little bit better because then you don't have the extra trailer to complicate things, so to speak. So Alright, so this is going to be an interesting turn here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh man, that didn't work very well. I'm trying to do it to where I don't stop because I don't want to be dropping a big old mess here. But there we go. We'd stop, drop, and straw for a minute. On this map, you'll have to keep in mind that these fences are extremely close to the fence line, or to the field edge. That actually looks right on the field edge to me. So keep mindful that with your equipment, whatever you decide to choose to run on here, having a header like this with no hit detection on it makes it very nice. So I've also been seeing quite a few videos from Giants and some of the YouTube creators out there doing videos on Farm Sim 22. Looking like there's going to be a lot of neat stuff for that map, for that game. The maps look like they're going to be pretty good from what I can tell. I'm just hoping it runs a lot smoother than this one here, because the graphics look awesome on there. I know they've done some work with the draw distance, that sort of thing, and I'm hoping that it doesn't wreak too much havoc on, you know, your graphics cards and whatnot. We could almost just do this field going in circles, but circles get boring after a while. Oh, there's a fence opening right there. Okay. We'll have to remember that for some of maybe the bigger equipment we bring into here later on. Get spun around. We probably could have got away with just one headland, but we're going to go ahead and do the two, like I said, and do it that way. Kind of cleaned up that corner just a little bit for us. Just imagine what it would, how long it would take to do this field with bare bones equipment, just the vanilla stuff. I mean, we're harvesting at a little more than twice the normal speed of a combine, and triple the width that you could ever get. Because the middle piece of this header is legit on size. I believe that's the 45, and it's just been reskinned. I'm trying to remember what that one was called. I think it was called the Flexi Coil. No, not the Flexi Coil. The Draper, which was a New Holland header, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't use the vanilla stuff too much unless it's right when the game starts, so. And I know that my videos have been here and there, kind of sporadic. I know there was a little while that I wasn't even doing any videos at all. Sadly, some of that might continue with me moving. I'm going back over the road as a full-time truck driver over the road again. So I'll try to do some recordings when I'm on the road, but the audio quality is not going to be as good. And speaking of audio quality, I got this microphone hooked back up. This is one of my studio mics that I used to use. and I was having some problems with it at one point due to software because I was running Windows 7. Now that I'm running Windows 10, I can use it again because of the interface. So hopefully the mic to you guys sounds a lot better. Unfortunately, I am running a fan because it's a kind of a warm day and I'm trying not to run the air conditioning, so that's the only downside to it. It does pick up a lot of background noise. I almost cannot use this microphone if I'm running like a air conditioner or an actual loud box fan. I'm just using a window fan for today. Alright, so we get over here to this corner here. We're going to go and get turned around. We'll use the field next door to get straightened up. We need to kind of get an idea of what our heading coordinate might be and try to plug that in and see how well the GPS is going to play with us today. I'm not super familiar with this GPS mod. I picked this up off of running with some other friends on a server, and I'd never used it before, and after it was explained to me and everything, it started to make sense, but I still don't know the full layout on it. I never used GPS back in 17 either, so I've been told that this one's not as good as the other one was. So let's see here. Get turned a little bit. What I'm thinking is probably something about this general direction. So, and for those of you that have never used it before, when I hold down Alt and press C, you'll see the little GPS icon light up green there, and it just shows that it's turned on. And then you do Control S, and it will bring this up. Now you always want to show your lines, makes it easier for lining up and whatnot. You can do an auto width, which that's how wide my header is, and it will do offset. Now the reason it's showing an offset is because I'm currently turned with that trailer back there. I'm going to clear that. I don't want it. And then this is where the fun stuff is. The only thing I ever do is I always just set A, which is just a regular heading. Now unfortunately I didn't look. Looks like 270 degrees. If you look there where that steering wheel is, and there's a little number below it, it says 270.2. So we're going to try 270 degrees. And we're going to see where that puts us at. So basically you want to just kind of line up. Now you hold down Alt X and you lock on to that. We're now turned green. And it will basically just hold the heading for you is all it does. It's kind of nice, you know, if you want to just build a farm a little bit and kind of kick back and relax. You know, you got a long straightaway like this I have here. You can just send this guy on his merry way, and it's kind of like having a hired worker, but you're still in control. If you jump out, this harvester is going to stop. So it looks like we were one pass off, so we'll do is we'll make another pass on that side and get relined up, and then we'll continue the whole field. I especially like this mod with this combine. For some odd reason, this combine, and there's about every single one of them that's like this that I have that are modded, and I've actually tested the in-game one. The steer is offset a little bit, so it drifts to the left a little bit. So this way you're not constantly having to steer the darn thing. If you've never used a header this wide, try to avoid doing any stopping if possible, especially if you're doing baling and you're not pulling a loading wagon like so, because this thing does leave a lot of straw. It's going to leave a long wide one for you, and you can get bogged up. If you make a complete stop, it'll start picking up the back of the combine, and you'll never get it figured out. Sometimes you'll be stuck on it forever, sometimes not. So as soon as you touch the steering wheel, that automatically unlocks from the locking, and then you just Control X to lock it again. I usually let it just kind of line itself up. We are going to have to make, wow, I was way off on that one. So that looks pretty close. If you ever find that it's not doing what you want to, especially with a combine, I've found that sometimes backing up while you're locked onto it will help it get straight a lot faster. So we are going to have to do another pass over there, then we'll continue on. But we're going to take this harvest here, we're going to sell it. We're going to sell the wheat and the straw for right now. I still haven't decided where we're going to put animals at and what kind of animals we're going to get. If y'all got any particular animals y'all want to see me use, that's fine. You can throw it in the comments. I'll take a look at it and see what I can do for you. Being that we're in Western Australia, to stick with something kind of with this region, I think cattle would be a pretty good option. I was thinking maybe an open range cattle farm would be nice. Where I would put it, I have not a clue yet. I haven't quite decided. I don't really want to sacrifice a field, but that's always a possibility, I suppose. So let's go over here and we'll get relined up. Turn that off for a moment. So you got to kind of watch when you lock on this. Like I'm driving right now and I want to hit this lock and it's going to see how it goes wild and crazy. Then you got to get it all figured out and look at there. And did I really goof? Let's see. Oh, did I ever get it stuck on there? Oh boy. Alright. Well, I did a number there, didn't I, guys? I can go forward, so I can go backwards. Come on. Alright, guys. I guess I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna fix this, and I don't want to have to bore you guys with waiting on that, so I'll be back. Alright, let's try that again, because that was a little bit of a failure that time. I think I know what happened though. I got so used to having the no collision there on that one end, I got too close. But it also just made a hard left, so that's the thing you gotta watch out with this. Oops, I turned that one off. Combine. I ended up having to completely disconnect and all that stuff, so finally got it though. This is our next line. Yep. Alright. As you see here, it'll just kind of wiggle back and forth. That's kind of what I was trying to show you without it actually fully wrecking, so. And I'm also hoping the video quality is looking pretty good for you guys. I'm running into problems with my graphics card. Currently right now I'm getting about 40 frames, mid 40s. I'm trying to avoid having to cut back my graphics when I'm with my recordings because I don't want the graphics to get too ugly. But my sadly my graphics card is starting to fail on me. And I don't know if you guys have priced graphics cards here in a while, but they're pretty pricey. I'm looking at wanting to put probably an RTX, I think it was a 3060 is the one I'm looking for, and they're wanting, the cheapest one I'm finding is $800, and I think it was used, but they're running around about $1,000 or more to buy one, so money I don't want to spend right now, because here in real life I can't afford to right now. Alright, so it looks like the 270 was a pretty good heading, and what I'm going to do, so I don't have to guess that again next time, I'm going to write that down. So it's a pretty good idea, because I don't know if you can save these courses or these headings on here, but for me I just find that writing it down is a lot easier. Alright, so I got that all written down while we're cruising along. So what makes it kind of nice is that when you got this course locked on, you can look around, you ain't got to worry about missing what you're doing. So, It helps you keep a nice straight line, especially if you need to just, even if you don't use it all the time, but if you want to just go ahead and make a straight cut down a field, it really helps out. That way you can go ahead and make that one straight cut and then just worry about following it later. And if you want to think that using GPS is cheating, to a degree it is. But in the modern world nowadays, GPS is used in combines and whatnot. There are farmers that have been known to use GPS companies that will create a course for you to use on the field. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Alright, well, it shouldn't take us too long to get this field completely done. I'm going to just go ahead and bring you guys along for the ride of doing this part. And we might just make a video out of just that part alone. And we'll come back later and we will get this field prepped and ready to be reseeded. But for right now, we got a harvest to do. Alright, get locked on. Oh. Thought I still had the cruise control set. Sorry about that. Looks pretty close. And actually what we will do is what I will do is we will, sorry guys. We'll finish this field. We will load this wheat over into the dump truck. We'll get the dump truck brought over. We'll unhook from this loading wagon. I can pull it with the dump truck as well. We'll find us some selling points. We'll sell our product. And then bring everything home. This is almost like cheating though, I ain't gonna lie. I don't have to mess with my keyboard, wear my hand out, or the controller if you're playing with a controller. I play on keyboard. Gotten a fair amount of straw if you look at there. A lot of digits there. I'll have to tally it in a second here. Let's see. Well, the oats we're doing alright on. Just over 250,000 on those, but we've got, what is that, about 1.5 million? Well, yeah, 1.5 million into straw. We're not even done yet. Part of me wants to kind of keep this product. Now, the straw we might keep. I got to look at the sale prices, because a lot of times straw doesn't sell that great. And if it doesn't sell, if it's a real horrible price, we might just hold on to it just because we can use the straw for the animals. And if I do put down a cow shed somewhere, then we're definitely going to need straw. Oats we're not going to need so much unless we decide later on to get horses, but oats are pretty easy to come by. this pass here, and then we'll probably just go ahead and just cut up and grab the last of that. There's no point doing back and forth for a little bitty narrow path like that. And that's actually the beauty about the GPS. Let's say we got to here and it was just a bunch of up and downs from here. We just change our course, change our heading, and then just continue. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just run up and down this real quick. It won't take too long. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and start cutting this off right here. And then the Alt-C is what hides and shows those lines, which is also basically your tattletale to tell you what, to tell you that it's on. So looks like it's got all the straw. We can turn that off. Fold our header up. We're actually just going to go ahead and fold that. Make sure we lift up our pickup. What we're going to do is we're going to get down here close to the entrance down here somewhere. We're going to go ahead and detach this trailer. This, sorry, well, it is a trailer, but actually it's a loading wagon. Actually, this right here is a better spot. We'll just go in and out the gate here. I can always move the truck down here. It might actually be easier to do anyways. Alright, so let's, we're going to drop our loading wagon right there. That should be enough for him to get the truck in. We'll move a little more. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Let's go grab our dump truck. That's odd. I cannot scroll up and down. My mouse is working. That's the first one, guys. Let's try it now. No. Okay, I'll have to figure that out later, guys. There's that ghost train. Let me get way away from him. I know that truck is loud. It's definitely weird that that's not working anymore. And I used it earlier, so I know it works in this game. Let's get back on the correct side of the road here in Australia. I keep wanting to go that side of the road. Besides this map, I might have to see about getting a faster truck. Alright, so while that's loading up, it won't take too long. Let's go and take a look at our prices here. So for oats, looks going to be the grain trading in Australia. We'll tag that one real quick, and then the only place sells straw, period, is going to be this here, and 82. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not happy with that price. I mean, it's better than hay and grass. Not by much on the grass, at least, but you know, I think we're going to hold on to the straw for now, so we're not even going to grab it. We'll just go ahead and take this truck on down. Let's take a look at our map here. So everything's down to the one cell area. So let's go for a drive, guys. Let's go down and we'll sell these oats. We got a little over 251,000 liters in oats. I did remove the unit convert mod. It was not giving me issues again, but I wanted to actually be able to use the liters because everybody's going to be familiar with the liters versus bushels and everything else. So we got a little bit of a drive down here, don't we? What is up with that field? We bought that field and it has wheat growing on it, but yet those are, that looks like sunflowers, guys. Oh, let me get back over here where I belong. So that's got sunflowers on the edge there. It won't be a whole lot of money or anything like that, but we could come get those sunflowers. That's kind of odd. And look at that, see there's canola. That looks like canola to me. Growing right there on the edge. Some of the field planting didn't get done the best, I don't think. I'll have to test into that and see if that's actually a crop that's growing or if that was something that was painted on the edge of the field. It looks like it's in the field though, but crop is crop, right? Money's money. I don't know why I just now noticed that. Well, time has passed a little bit, so maybe that has finally grown a little or something. And look at all that corn over there. We don't own that field. Not yet, at least. I think eventually we'll probably dominate the whole map here eventually, but in the meantime we're just going to work a field at a time and see how it goes. So, and you probably saw that little bit of hiccuping right there. Part of that I think is autosave. I think part of that's my graphics card. Alright, so the cell place, we gotta go over here and around and around. Kind of a pain in our tail. They're here, and we have pedestrians walking everywhere. Now in the real world, this is where we would weigh in. They take a sample of the load and whatnot. I used to haul grain for a living, so driving truck. That's kind of weird. Alright, so it looks like the grain dump we need to go to is over here. Come on, pedestrians. Oop. I didn't do a good job of that, did I? Alright, let's make a little cash. See how much we get from this little load. It's not a lot. Oh yeah, look at that. Almost 300,000, 294,284. That's a pretty decent payday if you ask me. So, alright guys. Well, I think it's been fun. I'm going to get all this equipment put back up, and we come back for the next episode. We are going to continue with our field work. See what else we need to do. I haven't even checked. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and just shut this truck off. We'll take a real quick peek at what we might have going on. Now, we just did that field, so let's see. Actually, I told you guys we were going to do this, so let's do this now before I forget. We're going to go and analyze this field. 2,000 fixed fee, 11,469 to cover drilling costs, and another 23,000 to cover the analyst. All right. So that'll take a little bit of time. By the time I get all the equipment put away, we'll have an analysis on this field. I'm not going to worry about field 4 for the time being. I mean field 3. Sorry, we are on just did field 4. But in the meantime, we need to see if we need to plow this. So does not need to be plowed. So all we need to do is find out if we need alignment, and we'll obviously have that knowledge of the fertilization as well. So with that being said, guys, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. See ya.